If something is wrong with okay, okay, okay. Yes, so good afternoon, everyone. Trust you're all doing splendidly. So, welcome to another section. We are always super excited to have you all, and definitely we are all excited for today's session, right? And also want to say a very big thank you to all of you for continuously, joining. Thank God Quincy is back now. So, yes, Quincy, I was just doing a welcome remark for everyone. So you can continue now.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, and I trust our day has been going on well. And we hope that this session would be helpful and great. So,
Okay, so while we are waiting for Quincy
drop
to
them in the
reconnect,
comment section, and also please comment section, and also please do well by liking and subscribing to our YouTube channel so you can get information and also click the notification bells. All right, straight questions. Akindeyin, please can you just take us straight?
yes. Thank you so much, Quincy. Yeah. So before I get started, like Quincy said, one of the essence of this session is to ensure that we are able to respond to all your issues, all your complaints, just that we're able to provide the needed support for you at any points that you're needing, right? So for those of us that have questions that we have not answered yet, remember to drop your question in the comment section. We will be glad and to pick them up from there, right? So what we are looking at for this week majorly is just around a review around what we have done before, and also hoping that we'll be able to respond to some questions that might come up, right? For today's session, we'll be looking at some of the key questions that people have been asking around placement, right? We know that placement is one of the key things that is currently ongoing now, right? So we'll be attending to questions like, so what do I do if the placement set for my school is full, right? So how do I request for them to allow more more placement from my school so I can be able to place from my all my people, so to say. All right. So we would also be looking at, because we know some of us still have issues around results not showing, right? Say for example, I've done my SPA approval, I've done my HOS approval, but my results, student results are still not showing, right? We'll be taking practical example around all of that as well. And also very importantly as well, like we've said in the last session, right, that there's a deadline that has been set, which is very essential for schools to ensure they meet up with this deadline, right? The deadline for all schools to wrap up their third term promotional exam, which is set for tomorrow, right? So that is essential that we all, or all schools must follow, right? Then we also have some updates that we have made so far, right? Which is school geolocation. I'm sure at the time most of us had this, that when we were setting up our school, we were taking the geolocation of our school, right? So the module is now fully ready, right? It's just a way of helping you to capture your school much more better. So anyone from anywhere will be able to locate your school easily from wherever they are coming, right? So as the SPA, you would be able to do that, and we'll do a practical session around how you can update your school geolocation directly from your page as the SPA. Then definitely would also take any other questions. So I'm expecting an open up right now. For those of us that have questions, we would start dropping them. And yes, we might have some very important announcements coming. We've been working tirelessly, and we also appreciate the fact that our distinguished SPAs and HOS have also been doing the same thing as well. So kind of like we might be announcing like a virtual party coming on. We don't know yet, but it's something that we are looking forward to. So hopefully it works, right? So just a way of celebrating our SPs and HOS, right? and we'll communicate whatever we have from there to everybody, right? So that is just the focus for today's session, right? And so before we get started, Quincy, I don't know if you, I'm sure Precious is also on this call. So before we get started, I don't know if you guys also have any further opening remark as well. So we can just go straight to business for today.
From my hand for now, nothing for now. But Mr. Precious or Jeremy, are you with us, sir? Okay, I guess
Okay.
he's currently
Yes,
not
I'm
available.
with
So
you
please
people.
carry on.
I'm here.
Okay, Mr. Precious is
All
there.
right.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for joining, Mr.
Say
Precious.
hello, please.
All right. Yes, sure. All right, so getting started directly, I'm sure I'm so glad that some of us have started dropping our questions, which is that is really, really great. We will be responding to the questions one after the other, right? So before going to the question, right? So there is one of the key things that I might just like to do a bit of demonstration around is okay, which is the quota, right? Placement quota. Okay, so hold on, I'm trying to see if I can share my screen. So I can just do a practical example around that. Okay, just a sec while I try to share my screen. Yeah. Quincy, please let me know if my screen is showing. So okay, okay, all right, yeah. So thank you so much, right? So one of the key things we want to quickly take us through, right, is placement. Okay. So you remember, like your placement mode is always by the sidebar, right? So once you click it, it opens your placement for you, right? So for it, you will notice that those that you have placed, you see them displaying, right? So if I want to place a student, like we said initially, so just you can see it's currently saying no placement not found because this student have not been placed, right? So if you're placing, just easily click on the action box by the student, then you click on set student placement, right? So once that is done, you select the school. So the school that you'll be seeing here again definitely is the school that has been set to you, all right? The catchment area that has been set to you by the ministry, all right? So, and I know we usually have questions around, okay, my students in my school do not want to go to this school. Maybe the place is too far from where they are, so they want a more close by school. Okay, so in this kind of scenario, what you just need to do is to reach out to the ministry, right? So you could reach out to the ministry probably by either try contacting your ZDO, so he or she can help pass that information, and the ministry might get back to you around what provision that they are making. I'm not also so sure, but I know that we're currently looking around provision for change of placement. Say, for example, I want to change the placement school that they have for my school that has been set for my school. I don't know how quick or how soon that placement change of school placement might come anytime soon. But for quick fix, right? If the school showing here is not the school that you want, maybe you want another better choice, right? So you can try contacting your ZDO, who he or she will help you contact the ministry and you get the feedback around what's the provision that the ministry has made in that area. So when you are placing, easily just select it. Yes, and one very important question that we've also seen, right? So this prompt will notify you that total quota that is set for this school, that is number of students that they can take in, right, is 60. All right. So available right now is that 27. All right. So this tells me that okay, I can still quickly place my students. So what if the total quota is 60 and all the total quota has been exhausted? So it means that I can't place my students into the school. All right. So the ministry is reviewing all of this at every point in time. All right. So for those of us that have that challenges, also try as much as possible to reach out to your ZDU, communicate the situation that the placement school set for your school, the quota is filled up, right? So the ministry will review it and see any other available school that we can still take more capacity, then they can now set that for your school. All right, so that's very essential. If you're having issue around quota that is set for placement school, the quota for the placement school set for your school is filled up, just first try as much as possible to reach out to your ZDO, then the ZDU will communicate the decision to the ministry, and I'm sure they will find a way around it. All right. So let's say I'm placing the students now. So I just click on place students, right? So automatically place that student. Okay. So one other important thing again, which is also very, very essential. Say for example, I have placed these students now. Maybe I have two placement school for my school, and I want to remove the student placement. All right. So just click on the menu box beside it. Then you see the option of remove placement. And once you have clicked on the remove placement, it gives you this prompt, right? So just click on it. Then enter the number that is showing 141997. Then you just remove the student. So that will remove the student placement from that particular setting. All right. So let me just close this. Okay. So another key interesting thing that we can do on this page is this page will tell you normally those students that has been placed, you will see them having the list of schools in their from, which means that they've been placed. All right. So another interesting thing which you can do on this page is you want to maybe you want to print the list of placement students that have been placed. All right. So if you just click on the print button, all right, this allows you to be able to print or download the student that have been placed for your school. Maybe you can now decide to paste it. All right, so those are the key things that we can do. I know some of us have been asking this question around. So can we print placement list? How do I see student that has been placed? So you can either see them here, or you just click on the print to print or download them as appropriate. Okay. So those are the real questions that we have seen coming out around placement. So I would like to stop sharing my screen for this end, and maybe we'll dive to taking more questions. Then I will come back to the next session. Yeah. So maybe another important information I might want to take right now is the deadline that has been set for schools to complete their result upload. Right. Very, very essential that we must try as much as possible to ensure we meet up with this deadline, which is definitely tomorrow. Right. So try as much as possible to ensure you get everything done to ensure that you are able to meet up with the deadline that is set for tomorrow, right? To complete all computation for third term result analysis. Okay, so Quincy or Precious, so if you are here, before going to the next one, I might just like us to dive into the questions that we have already so we can, pick it up like that from there. So Quincy, could you unmute? Then we could get started with the question.
All right, thank you, Isiaka. So we have a question from Yusuf Wasilat. She said, please, we are unable to do teacher's comments because the head teacher's comment is showing on class teacher's
Class teachers.
comment box.
Awesome. Okay. Maybe I should just try and do a practical demonstration for this question. Mrs. Wasila Tiabo, right? So hold on. Let me try and do a practical session for this. Let me share my screen so you get it much more better. So in this case, say for example, now HOS have mistakenly did class teacher's comment instead of HOS comment, right? So it can still be edited, right? So as the HOS, I can still log in back, then click on comments, then make my comment. Then class teachers on their own can log in, then they will see that it is the HOS comment that is already showing. So they can edit it to their own comment. So let's just do a practical example around that. For example, let's get the HOS account for this school. In just a sec. So I'll show you what I'm trying to say. So the HOS is Tukoya, all right. So I want to log in as the HOS for this school. So I can just show you a practical example around how to solve that issue. It's not really an issue, so to say, because the comment allows you to edit, so it can be edited at any point in time. All right. So for example, this is the HOS now, like what you've said, right? HOS comment is showing on class teachers comment. So class teachers cannot make their comment, right? So it means that when we were imputing the HOS comment, we were imputing it, maybe the person is also a class teacher, and we mistakenly imputed HOS comment to class teachers comment. All right, so in that case, what we need to do is first ensure that confirm that you have confirmed the person that is assigned as the HOS. Maybe you were logging in as a class teacher thinking that it was the HOS account, right? So confirm that you are logging in with the right, from your SPA account, confirm that you are logging in with the right HOS account. Once that is done, say for example, this is an HOS account now. I just go to my brush result and my brush sheet, right? So let's just do a practical example around that, okay? So, okay, let me try and use a class that has been approved. Okay, for example now, right? So I come here. So once I'm in my once it is HOS, right? I'll be able to do my class. I'll be able to do the HOS comments. The only thing, it is the HOS that is also assigned as a class teacher, in that case now, if I want to do class, if I look at this HOS now, this HOS is assigned as class teacher for primary 5 and primary 3. So if I select the class I'm now here, right? So if I scroll here, let me see whether let's choose primary 3. Okay, so if I scroll here now, for example, I will be able to comment as a class teacher. Let's see. Did you notice that it's bringing class teacher here because this person has also been assigned as a class teacher? And that's because I only selected, once I select the class I'm here, right? And I'm able to select any class I'm, it means that I'm commenting as a class teacher. But if I'm not selecting any class I'm, right? Let me just do that primary 2 again. So if I'm not selecting any class I'm from the HOS account, right? I am commenting as the HOS, okay? Let's try that. So I'll just click on add. You see that it's bringing HOS comments. Then I make my comment as appropriate. So now in this your case now, right? So HOS just need to log in back and ensure that I'm logging into the HOS, that I did not select any class I'm here, because the moment you select class I'm, it means that you're commenting as a class teacher. All right, so I did not select any class and then I come here, I click on add comment, then I click on HOS comment. So I make my HOS comment all over again for those students, right? So once that is done, right, so when I log in as a class teacher, if I come in here, okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's comment here, for example. Let's just do this. Okay. Okay, say for example, I've run my comment here now. Right, so I've done the HOS comments. Let me now do class teacher comment here. 3C. Just hold on, right? Once I click on class teacher comment, right? So the comment that has been done before, all right, it will display here. So the new comment that we just want to put, which is the class teacher now, whatever comment that they want to add now, disregard the comment that is showing there. I can just input my new comment and click on comment. It will override the previous one. It will override the previous one that is there, and it is the new comment, that will show. Do you get it now? Do you get it now? So that can help solve that situation. It's nothing to really worry about. Just login back to the login as HOS. We do the HOS account comment. Ensure that you do not select any class when you are doing the HOS comment, right? Then let the class teachers log in. Then they can edit the comment that has been there by imputing their own comment around it. So that should help solve that problem asked by Ms. Yabo, right? So maybe quickly we can quickly operations, we can go on to the next question if you're with me right now. Right.
All right. So there's also another question by Heritage Multimedia Concept. So it says, after
Okay.
publishing, I checked the student result and it brings out any information that SPA and HOS has not approved the results. What is
So,
the way out?
okay, awesome. I think we've been having this question quite often, right? Anything that would make the system to give you that prompt that the system has not been result has not been approved by HOS or SPE, and you have done that, it means that there's a subject that is registered for that student that scores were not uploaded for, right? So maybe we can also quickly do a practical session around what you can do in this area. Major thing that you need to check is just that check the subject registration, right? Say for example, you can even know from the broadsheet, right? Let me show you what that might look like, right? So in that case now, if the report card is not showing, just come to the broadsheet, right? Scroll down, scroll to the edge. You see that it will tell you total number of subject taken. You see that the number of subject that is displaying here is more than the number of subjects that has been registered for that student, right? So in that case, what you need to do is just to clear unregistered subject. And if you want to do that, just go to the school manager, right? Then you go to subject registration. You will need to do this per class, for that class that the report card is not showing for the student. So just select the program, let's say primary two, for example. Then you select the class. So it's going to display all the students. So you can check which subject the students are not doing. Say it could maybe CRS now. If the students are not doing CRS, check. If you have checked here and all is set correctly, yes, what you need to just do is to click clear unregistered subject. The moment you click this clear unregistered subject, it will clear all of those subjects for the student that they did not have scores or they are not doing, to clear it for them. Then you can now go back to your broadsheet to check your results. So it's definitely going to show from there. Those are the key things. So to heritage media multimedia concept, those kind of issues are always related to subject registration. So in that case, you just come around and check that the right subject are registered appropriately, then use the clear unregistered subject. Once that is done, the student results will be able to pop up as appropriate. So I hope I'm able to answer that question. If you still have any further question, just drop it in the comment section. We will pick it up from there. So Quincy, we can go to the next question.
All right, so Mr. Alamin Yusuf said, we are not happy with the way we are being treated. Majority of
Yeah.
these things we have done, but due to the upgrading of the system, you're giving us more challenges. Please fix everything for us.
Okay,
So,
awesome,
Mr.
awesome. Thank you.
Alamin, firstly, I'm
Please
going
let
to.
me just respond.
All right,
Yeah.
please do.
Okay, so first, I don't know whichever of the challenges that you're having. First, I'm gonna say we're sorry for the inconveniences, right? But also very importantly, right, I need to also get what exactly is the challenge that you are talking about. What are some of the key things that you said you have done before, right? So if Mr. Alamin is here, could just we might need it to be more specific so we can better address this situation or challenges appropriately. Just still help us use the chat section and probably be specific around what are some of these key things that you have done and there are no more there or you have to keep redoing them again, right? So I'm just be more specific around it so we can provide the right appropriate response for you. Yeah.
All right. In a minute, please. I have a question by Mr. Jerry Will.
Okay.
I noticed the broadsheet calculation is not correct. That was when I noticed that for my junior school, they registered 10 subjects, but in the results broadsheet, it gives 14 subjects taken
Yeah.
by students.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that's just also kind of like related to the question that I responded to while I was responding to the question asked by multimedia concept, right? So let's just do a practical session around that too. So Mr. Jerry, right? So I'm trying to share my screen so I could show you what could be the cause for that and how you can solve it, right? So let's say this is the broadsheet now, right? On your broadsheet, the broadsheet usually displays the total number of registered subjects, and this is what is going to use to calculate the average for that particular term. Say for example, this student now, the subject that they are doing is not up to 13. Maybe they're only doing like 8 subjects. And here is showing number of subjects taking 13. So it means that with this calculation, right, the average score cannot be correct, right? Because there are some subject that is registered for those students, and the system is seeing those subjects that they are registered, but they've not uploaded scores for it yet. All right. So the system will calculate all of those and divide it by total scores that based on this students' performance by each of the subjects. So that is necessarily going to affect the calculation on the broadsheet. All right. So in that case, what you need to do, just like I explained to Heritage Multimedia Concept, is you just need to check the subject registration for students in that class, right? So to do that majorly, just very easy. You go to your school manager, then you go to subject registration, right? So let's say the class is primary two, for example, right? I choose primary two. So it displays all the students in the class and display all the subjects. So if I have checked correctly and see that, okay, these are all the subjects that are registered and they are correct, but the subject is showing 13, Meanwhile, the total number of subjects is just 8. What you need to do is to click on, you will see this clear unregistered subjects, right? So what you need to do is to click this button. So once you click this button, it's going to clear those subjects that were not registered, but it's calculating for the student, right? So once you click clear on registered subject and you go back to your broadsheet, that will be solved. So the calculation will be automatically correct. And in that case as well, you'll be able to view your student report card. So I'm sure that Mr. Jerry, if you have tried to view your report card, in that case, you will not be able to view it because there are some subjects that the system is seeing are registered as course that have not been uploaded for, right? So what you just need to do is just go to the subject registration, check that the subject are registered correctly. If they are, just click on the clear unregistered button at the top. That will clear it. Then you can proceed with everything. So I hope that I don't know if you can try it out, Mr. Joe, before we end today's session. Then, if you still have any question, just drop it in the comment section. We would be glad to respond to those questions. Yeah, thank you.
So we have a question. It says the print button and the placement page is not working.
Okay. Well,
Clicking on it
that's very
remains the
strange.
same.
Yeah, that's very strange. Maybe, Mr. Ebenezer, you might just need to try to. It could be your network, right? I just did a demonstration around that now, and the print page was able to show for me. So it's working. I just tried it not quite long. So you might just need to retry it and probably clear your browser history and retry it. It could be network at that time, but it's working because I just tried not quite long. Like I did the practical session around it not quite long now. So yes. So, Mr. Oluwasegun, you can retry it and let me know. Use the comment section again for further engagement if you are able to get it. But it's currently active. Just remember to try to clear your browser cache. Then you can go on. Yes.
All right. So Mr. Jerry will still asking a follow-up question. He said, "Are
Okay.
we to start checking it from the first term and clear?"
Okay, because I've done the clear unregistered subject for totem. Yes.
It's
If
a
you have done
follow-up
it for
question.
totem, so okay, yes, yes. So if you have done it for totem, maybe what you might need to do is to on your broadsheet, still same on your broadsheet, right? Um, select first term and select the class, right? So it will display it and you will see the total number of subjects that are also registered. So if that is also not correct, go to the subject registration because that would also definitely affect the average score for that particular term, whether first term or second term, right? So if you have checked it on the broadsheet, switch to first term. Say for example, if you are checking for first term, and if you notice that the subject there is not correct, go back to the subject registration, right? You can filter by session, right? So filter, use the filter maybe first term, then you do the clear on register subject. Once you have done that, that should solve the issue majorly. So just try, Mr. Jerry, try it again, like I've said, try it again, and if you still have any follow-up question around it, please just share it in the chat section. We'll be glad to take them up. Yep. All right. So well, it seems like Quincy is off, probably network. So Mr. Precious, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So could you please help me just take on to the next question?
Okay, you said what?
I was saying, could you please help me check on to the next question? Like, help me display the next question.
All right. Okay. All right, this is a question for you. Can you see the question?
Yes, 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 I can see it. Is the school going to print out the placement for the learners, right? So this question, the school is at liberty to decide to print it or not to print it, right? Say for example, once I'm done doing the placement for all the pupils in my school, I can decide to just print the placement list and paste it somewhere, right? So the student can come around and check what their placement is. So or either way is that way. So if the school decide whether they would like to print it or not. So the other instances is that the student can also log in on their page, right? they will be able to see the school that they've been placed to, right? So, for example, if for your school you have given students the learner ID to also check their result online, for example, once they log in, they would also be able to see the school that they have been placed, and they will be able to check it from their own page as well. So, either of these two ways, as a school SP or school either decide to just print the placement list, place it for students to come and check, or tell the primary six pupils to just check from their page, then they can see the school that they have been placed from there. So, Mr. Olusegun Fabi, I hope that answers question. Yep. So we can go
Okay.
on to the next question.
I think this is a question, and you answered Mr. Heritage the other time. So I think it's
Okay.
not clear. So you can.
Okay, I cleared on register subject class by class. I view the results back. Is now working. Awesome. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so thank you so much. And thank you for the feedback. All right. So that's remember when you have done the approval on the broadsheet, both the HOS and the SPA approval, if you have done that correctly and result is not showing, that definitely has to do with the subject registration. So just go to that route and go and clear it. So I'm so excited that you have done that and your result is now showing. All right. So thank you so much for the feedback as well. So we can go to the next question.
Please, let me say something quickly about this.
Yeah.
All right, and I received some cases today about some people that followed what you said. Like you clear on register subject, you disapprove and approve the broadsheet again, and still the report card is not still coming up. If you're in
Mm.
that category, I dropped a message on a group about that today. If you've cleared on register subject and the report card is still not showing, like I explained the button where button was the other time. I said that button is meant to remove subjects that were added automatically at the back end, not on the front, not the ones you registered yourself. So if you've done that, that means you've removed those subjects. And if the result is still not showing, not coming up, it means you yourself you have registered some subject, maybe a particular subject, and you have not uploaded score for that subject. I I like I, s- I explained much about this during the former and the previous workshop, and most of these cases come around CRS and IRK that are optional subjects. And I was surprised today to see some people then registering a particular. I saw a particular case where the school registered art subject for the upload scores for them. In that case, the report card will not come up. It is until you either remove that subject, you register that subject for the student, or you upload score for that subject. So if you have cleared the registered subject, you disapprove and you approve, and the report card is still not showing, it definitely means that you have registered maybe one or two subjects for the student and you haven't uploaded scores for them. You have to subject you register yourself for the student before report card can come up. So please and please let us do well to adhere to that steps and instructions. So now moving on to the next question, Mr. Isiak, Mr.
Yes,
Akede.
yes, yes, yes. All right, yes, proceed, please. You can.
This is a question from sorry, from Yusuf Asilat Yabo. Can you attend to that, please?
Okay, how will I switch placement? Okay, so let me see if I also can make this in form of a demonstration, right?
Excuse me.
Just a sec. Um, okay, so in that case, right, you don't. I'm trying to see if I can share my screen, but it's not coming up. Right, so in that case, you don't necessarily have to worry, right? I know that it's still showing 2021, 2022. Just don't worry. That will be updated from the back end. Okay, so don't worry about that. It will be updated from the back end, right? So to Mr. Wasilat, right? So don't worry. Like I said, it will be updated from the back end. Such because placement that you are currently doing is for 2022 to 2023, not 2021, 2022. So that will be updated. So you can just move on to the next things that you're doing with that.
All right, to the next question.
Okay. Could you please let me take the question? I can't even read it out. So
Is that
I said, could you please help me read the question out? I'm sorry.
okay? Is that so? Okay, this question said so. I've tried checking for first term and second term, and I'm having subjects. Sorry, excuse me for that.
Yeah.
All right. He said so. I have tried checking for first term and second term, and I'm having 10 subjects in the broadsheet, but still having 14 for third term, even after clearing. So I'm thinking, should I unpublish from BQS and try clear? Do you understand that question,
Yes,
please?
yes, yes. I understand. Thank you so much, Jerry, for for trying it and also sharing the feedback early enough. So in this case, right, if you have used the clear and register subject and the subject is still showing that 14, it means that the subject is really, really registered. You just need to uncheck it. Let me try and see if I can show you a practical example around that. Um, Hold on, let me try to see if I can share my screen right now. Okay, my screen should be up. Just a sec. Okay, please, is my screen up now? All right, so for jury, right? So if you have clicked the clear on register subject, right, and you still check your broadsheet and it's still showing 14, what you might need to first do is to try to reload the page. If you're on a system, try to use Control Shift R or just reload the page entirely, right? So another thing you need to double check here on this student registration subject registration pages, you can see that these are the list of subjects that are displaying, right? Check that the subject the student are not doing, you have unchecked them here. Once you have done that from here, and you have also clicked the clear and register subject, then on your broadsheet, just reload that broadsheet page. It will show as appropriate, right? So you might need to just try that out at Jerry. So let me know how that goes. If it is still showing 14 and you have clicked clear and register subject, um, come back to this subject registration, confirm and double check that each of these subjects are correct and the students are registered appropriately. The ones that they are not doing, just click on check, let me do an example, for example. Let me try one. The one that they are not doing, just remove it for them from here. Right. So once that is done, that will be able to solve that issue. So try it and let me know on your broadsheet. Reload that broadsheet page again, or probably disapprove and approve the broadsheet again. Right. So it should load the subject. That is if you have confirmed that these subjects are correct. Right. They are correct. They are the appropriate ones, and you have clicked declare and register subject. So on your broadsheet, disapprove then approve again. It should display the total number of subjects correctly. Right. So, Jerry, just try it and let me know if possible. Use the chat section for further follow up on it as well. Yeah. So we can move on to the next question.
Okay, a minute, please.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. See a question for you. Said talking about student placement, does it concern the senior secondary schools?
No, majorly, I'm not sure that concerns senior secondary schools. It's just primary six pupils going to GSS one and also GSS three. Those in junior secondary school going to senior secondary. So I'm not sure it has anything to do with senior secondary schools. So hopefully that answers the
All
question.
right. All right. Thank you. A minute, please.
Yeah, sure,
All right.
sure.
Said how can ZEO view the list school that has finished uploading their mapping package subject?
Okay, I think that feature is currently available on the ZDO's page, right? As a ZDO for my school or for my local government, right, I can view the report analysis that will show me around what are the uploads, those what is the analysis around that area. So it should be available in the on the ZDU's page, right? So I don't know if you are the ZDU, but if you are the ZDU, it should be available around. There's a place where the ZDU does subject mapping, right? So that analysis should be there for ZDUs to get to see those who have done upload and those who are yet to, make that their upload as well. So I hope that answers the question. Yep.
All right. See this question. He said, "Well done, SARS. I want to hear about school location." I think this is talking about the geolocation, this thing,
Geolocation.
the
Yes, yes,
geography
yes,
of the
yes,
school.
yes.
Talk
Okay.
about that.
I was like, okay, maybe we could, pause the question and answer and go back to the school geolocation. How schools will be able to update their school geolocation directly from the
You
SPA.
should.
All right. So thank you so much, Muturaya, for that. So I would just go straight to sharing my screen now. So we could just do that demonstration. So for everyone to see, right? So Precious, please let me know if my screen is showing.
Yeah, yeah. Your screen is up. Your screen is up, sir.
Okay, okay, awesome, right? So, all right, hold on, let me just try and reload this page. Okay, I'm logged into a different account. All right, so I want to do a practical demonstration around um, how SP is, right? So the officers or teachers that are responsible for updating the school geolocation are definitely the SPA, right? So as the SPA for my school, if I log into my school, right, in the menu option that we usually see by the sidebar, you will see the option called the Google Map, right? So if I click on the Google Map, I see the option of update geolocation. So what this button is just doing majorly is that I'm just updating my school location on Google Map and also taking pictures of my school, right? So once the page open, right, so ensure that you are in your school as at that time because you will just allow the Google Map to locate your school, to locate your just like the GPS, right, to on your location, right? So if you click get school location, you see the note there, ensure you are within the school premises because once you hit this get school location, the Google Map locate your school, like your current location as at that time. All right, so that's what will be used. That's what will be used to place your school around. So this is where your school is located. So if you want to update your school geolocation, ensure that you are within the school premises. Then click on the update geolocation icon. Then it takes you here. So once you hit this get school location, that will automatically get your school location. Once you have done that, you are also required to upload your school image, the front view image of your school, the front view, the side view, just like four image, front view, side, and probably the back or just the full view like that. So you will see the option. This is because I have uploaded picture for this, right? You will see the option of upload picture. So you're going to upload four pictures: the front view, side, and also the full general view as well. So it's just very easy. Just a button of click to update your school geolocation and take pictures of your school, the front and the side view. So once you have done that, that is it. Major, your school has been successfully your school geolocation has been successfully set, right? So isn't that interesting? So it means that if I'm going anywhere, right, I can once I have the school geolocation, I can always locate your school and I can always get information around your school, right? So that is what SP is. That is just how schools or SPAs would be updating their school geolocation. It's just a matter of very clicking and taking nice capture of your school, then updating it. Yeah. So I that question. Um,
All right.
so,
To
sorry, if you have any further question around that, please do share. You might want to try it now if you are within the school premises, right? So if you're not, ensure you are within the school premises before trying it. Okay. If you have any further question, please make use of the chat section. We would be glad to respond to them.
Mr. Adebola Adebowale, you said you guys are really doing good job, but it's like you are not
Awesome. Thank
answering
you.
everybody's question. We are sorry, we might have omitted your question. Please and please, can you retype your question so that we can attend to it, Mr. Adebola? Sorry, please retype the question
Yeah.
catch up and answer your question. We are sorry for meeting your question. Please type your question. Thank you for that. All right, Mr. Akindele, are you there?
Yes, 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 I'm here.
All right, see this question. It says, I've checked it from subject registration and I have 9 subject checked and also 3 subject checked registration. I have 1 CRS checked. I don't know. Have you answered this person's
Yeah, he's
question
trying
so far?
to show total number of subject that is displaying on the broadsheet, right? It seems not to be correlating with what the total number of subject that the student is showing, right? So, Jerry, so if you have checked it and if it's correct that way, just uncheck the one that they are not doing. But if you have checked and if it is correct, right, it means that you are good to go. Just go to your broadsheet, then disapprove, then you approve again, right? So once you have done that, everything should be settled for now, right? So just try that and then let me know how it goes. Once you have checked and you have double checked, just like you said, and it is set correctly, the appropriate subject are registered appropriately for the student, right? So just go back to your sheet, then disapprove, then approve again. Everything should be stable by then. Yeah.
All right, a quick one about that. Most of the people, can you hear me?
Yes, 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 we can.
All right. Some of our people, I discovered that once they click that clear on register subject button and they
Mm-hmm.
disapprove, some people forgot to approve. It is
Oh,
until
from
you
the brochure.
approve that those calculations will be recalculated.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get me. So if you click that clear on register subject button and you disapprove, you have to approve again.
All right.
So please and please make sure you approve after disapproving again. Please. Thank you for that.
All right, so Mr. Jerry, please ensure you take note of that. Once you disapprove, ensure you approve, right? So once you have done that, everything should be, should be set. Thank you so much, Precious, for that. Right. So we can go on to the next question.
He said, how can we move our students JSS3 from junior school to senior school?
All right. So well, that's not a thing for you to worry, right? So GSS3 are doing Beckett, right? So they are very soon, once schools are done uploading their Beckett, you just be placing them into their various classroom, right? So that will also be done automatically. Then the part of placing them to classroom, once that module is ready, we would communicate, that with you. Aside from those that are going from one school to another, which that is done through placement, right? But if it's still within the same school, how you'll be able to move them to the next class for the next division, which is the senior division, would be communicated to you once we are currently in that stage, right? So thank you so much, Heritage Multimedia Concept, for that question. Yep. So we can go to the next question we have.
This is also from J. Ryu. Oh, so I published from the HOS and cleared the register subjects, but still
Okay.
my brushes shows 14 subjects.
All right, so Precious, I think I might have an idea around what the issue might be here. So, Mr. Jerry, the issue you might be facing for the junior school might be around CRS and IRS. Like we have most schools facing that issue. Also, I think was it last week? It was not until when we checked that we noticed that the problem is from CRS and IRS that was registered for everybody, right? So I might need you to also double check because if it is clear for senior, means that everything is good to go. Right. I might need to also double check or peradventure just send your school what's it called? Your school code, right? You can drop it here or just drop it on the WhatsApp section. So either me or Mr. Precious or the would help you check. But it is most likely has to do with subject registration. And I'm guessing it's either around CRS or IRS, right? So if you're unable to track it at your own end, just drop your school code. Then maybe peradventure reach out to us via the WhatsApp channel as well. So we'll be able to help you further break it down and help you solve the issue, right? So I hope that helps to streamline the question down for you. Yeah, so we can go to the next question.
Please, can you hear me, please?
Yes, 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 loud and clear.
All right. Please, to Mr. Jerry, let me just ask something. Can you hear me? Can you still hear me?
Yes,
All
yes,
right,
we
Mr.
can.
Jerry, please. You, from what I'm seeing here, you said these things affect your junior class. That's JSS1 and JSS2. Please, if you have more than one arm in those classes, that is, you have JS1A, JS1B, JS1C, etc. You have to click that button for all the class arms. Don't click for only JS1A and think that will be done. You have to click for all the arms in the class. If you have from JS1A to JS1Z, you have to click for all the arms. You click sorry, the sorry, clear register subject for all students, and then after clicking it for all the arms, that is when you go back to your brush sheet and disapprove and approve. So please and please make sure if you have more than one arm in those classes, do this for all the class arms, not just one arm. Thank you for that. Right, please, Mr. Akindeyin, please, can you just, I think this
Oh,
person is talking about the geo, is it,
location,
the, what you just, yeah,
location,
geolocation,
location.
you just explained that, yeah. Can you
All
just
right.
do this thing about that?
All right, so Miss Olawumi, right? So the school geolocation is just about updating your school location on the Google map, right? So it's an initiative of the ministry as well, just for all schools to be able to be easily located from anywhere around the world, right? So that is why SPAs are required to update. It's just as if you are using Google Map, right? So that's why SPAs are required to update their school geolocation, right? So if I'm the SPA, let's see if we can we can just do the demonstration again, right? So if I'm the SPA, just go to your log into your SPA page. You see the option around it, the Google Map. Then you see the update geolocation, right? So what you are just doing here is that ensure that before you click this get school geolocation, ensure that you are within the school premises because that is the location that you want to capture, this location of the school, right? So ensure that you are within the school premises, right? So once you are within the school premises, then you are on this page. Just click on the get school location. Once you click on this button, right, that would automatically locate that this is your school on the map, right? So once you have done that, that is sorted. Then you see update picture here. So the picture that you're updating are just the front view picture of your school, the side view, and maybe the general view. You can upload up to 4 pictures of your school. Very importantly, the front view, the side view, both the left side and the right side, and also the general overview of what your school looks like. So that is just what the school geolocation is about. Just updating your school location such that anybody from anywhere will be say if I'm coming to your school now, but I don't have to start asking around, all around, all around. Once I have your school geolocation, I click on it, right? The map can easily locate me take me to your school, or from the map, Ogun State map itself now. Each school can now easily be located around across all the various local government, right? So I hope that that provides enough clarification, around that area. If it doesn't, please use the comment section so we would ensure that we are able to respond to your question as appropriate. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so Precious, we can move on to the next question.
All right. Can you say something, something about this question, please?
Okay, kindly
Can you see the
attend.
question?
Okay, Quincy, can you
Kindly
please help me
attend
take
and
this
then,
question? Like, help me read the question out. Is Quincy here?
you
Oh, he's
said,
gone again. Okay, can you help me read the
you said,
question? I'm trying to read the
oh, you
question.
said kindly attend and help us check from your hand. I cleared or registered subject and unpublished and republished. Yet it's not working.
Okay, so thank you, Mr. Saint Owilomo. So, what exactly is not working? Let us know what is not working in this case, right? Please use the comment section and be help us to be more specific around this so that we can really understand what the issue is, right? So help us done that. But from my guess, it could be maybe the result report card is not showing, right? After you have clear on register subject, just like you said, you have unpublished and you have published again, and it's still not showing, right? So if that is the case, it is definitely still the subject registration, right? You don't do you are not just going to just do the clear and register. So like Mr. Precious also said, maybe per adventure you have primary 1A, primary 1B, primary 1C. So if you are doing clear and register subject, ensure you clear and register subject for all the class and in that particular class, right? Also very importantly as well, check the subject registration that are showing. Check that the subject are registered appropriately. It could be maybe CRS and IRK is registered for everybody, and that's why it's not showing. Anything that will make your report card or student report card not to show, it definitely has to do with the subject registration or subject that are registered for students. All right. So what you can do in that case is if you have class arm, if you're using clear and register subject, ensure you clear and register subject for each of the class arm in that class, right? So if you have done that, also check the subject registration that are displaying, ensure that they are set correctly or they are registered appropriately. If you have done those two things, go back to your broadsheet, disapprove and approve again, right? Everything should be stable in that area. So Mr. Sent Urilomo, if you could further use the comment section or just try it now. The session should still be on in about 15 to 10 minutes, right? So if you still have any comment or challenge around that, just drop it and we would be glad to, take your questions, right? Yeah, so Precious, we can, if you have the next question, you can take it.
Okay, I'm coming. A minute, please. I think Mr. J. Ryu has done what you said he should do.
Okay.
So it's
No,
saying
it's not
yeah, I
showing.
saw the approval now. Alright, so I
Yes,
said
yes,
it's
yes.
not working.
I am super excited that you're able to get this, Mr. Jerry. So that's also one of the key essence of this core support session, right? To see how we can be able to provide live virtual support for all of our users that are having issues. So I'm super excited that you have gotten it, and so let's just keep going on like that. Well done, and keep up the great work as well.
All
Yes,
right.
we can go to the next question.
Mr. Ojedokun Samuel said for those who have used 2021-2022 session to place their pupils, what will happen to their placements?
Yeah, so for those of us that have challenges around this area, I'm guessing that that is something that we'll be fixing from our own here, so we can update all of this placement that has been done for 2021, 2022, and move all of them to 2022, 2023. So you should, latest before in the next couple of days, if this is something that we can quickly attend to, we would try to solve that issue for everybody. So don't worry, at the back end from here, we will try to update those that are done for 2021 and update everybody to 2022, 2023. Just ensure that you don't do for 2021 and also go back to 2022, 2022 and to just do for one session, right? If your school falls within this category, just that one. Once we do the update, it will update and move everyone to that 2022, 2023 session. Yeah, so I hope that answers the question. Yes, we can go on to the next
All right.
question. Right.
All right. He said, this is Abolaji Olawumi. After placing the premises to the secondary school, what next?
Okay. Yes, so once you have done placing, right? So it means that they will be moving on to the next school, right? Say, for example, you place them to ABC Junior Secondary School, for example, right? So it means that they are to resume to that school, right? So for the next session, the SPA of that school will be seeing all of those students that have been placed, and the ones once they've been placed there, the student can resume to that school. So if there are any further activities that will need to be done, we would communicate to all SPAs on the various WhatsApp channel that we have. But once that is done, that's it. You could either decide to print your placement list or place the print and place it around for students to check the school that they have been placed into. or ask them to also check the school that have they've been placed online. If the students log in, they would also see the school that they have been placed, and it goes directly from there. Latest by next week, we would also be addressing if there are any other things that still need to be done. Like just like you've asked that, what's next after placing? But majorly once you are done placing, that is it at your own end. So it's now the schools that are taking in students that will now be saying, okay, you are moving this student to JS1A, JS1B, placing them into class arms, right? But from your own level that you are placing the student to the various school. Once you are done placing, that is it at your own end. So it is those that are now receiving the student that will now be responsible for placing them into the appropriate class arms. So that should that should that should solve it. So I hope that we should be rounding up in the next about like 5 to 6 minutes, because I'm
All
sure we are
right.
running out of time as well.
Sure. So, okay, Mr. Adebowale, Adebowale. All right, thank you. You have always been there for. Look, sorry, let me say that. We sorry for omitting your questions previously. I hope we've answered your question to your taste correctly. So please, thank you
Yeah.
for staying with us and thank you for joining us. All right, to Mr. Abolaji Olawubekende. Okay, sorry, we've answered that question. To Adebowale, okay, Adebola, same person now again. Mr. Adebola Adebowale, he said, how am I going to approve for HOS published results?
I think this question is just around how to do
How to publish for HOS?
publish results for HOS, right?
Yeah,
So remember,
yeah.
you only be able to do that if the HOS logs in, right? What the SP is doing, SP is approving on the broadsheet and also recommending promotion, right? It is the HOS that will log in, and what the HOS is majorly doing is to um, you know post recommendation and also publish results, right? So what you need to do as SP is that confirm the person that the account or the user that is set as HOS for your school for third term, right? Once you have done the confirmation, ensure that the appointment or the allocation is done correctly, right? Once that is done, then log in as the HOS. Once you have logged in as the HOS, just go to the broadsheet, select the class, you will see the button there, right? Once ensure SPA have done approve and they've also recommend the promotion. So as the HOS, what you'll be doing majorly is to post recommended. You see the button there, click post recommendation and also publish the result. Once that is done, that solves the issue. So we'll be rounding up in about 3 minutes. So let's quickly wrap through all of these questions that we have. We might not be able to
Uh,
take all the questions. Some of us that still have questions might just continue to use the WhatsApp channel. So can just take maybe like two more questions, then we
all right,
proceed.
let's take this question. He said, I discovered that after recommending promotion, the action is not actually performed. What can be responsible for that?
Okay, that's a bit strange, right? So, um,
Yes, I think this person should just tell us: is this a secondary or a primary school?
okay, okay.
Is this a secondary or a primary school? Is it this what you are saying? Does it affect your nursery or your KG section, or you are talking about maybe a secondary, maybe a junior or a senior or a combined school? Please let us know. Abi, do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, well, I think another thing that might happen is probably just reload that particular page, right? So maybe the person start Jedo Kosame can try reloading the page, right? Try to disapprove that broadsheet again and reapprove again. Then you try to click on recommend promotion. That should do. Maybe the reason why recommend promotion will not respond is if there is no promotion setting for your school, right? But I think there's a default setting that has been set for all schools already. So that should really, really do
Okay,
its
he
job.
has replied. He said it's a primary school.
Okay, it should work for primary school. That's called maybe just try and clear your browser history and check it again. That should work because I know there is a promotion criteria as well for primary school, right? So try and do it again and
And
check.
it is advisable that you follow the ministry criteria For primary schools, we've advised all primary school to follow the default setting, not don't bother about registering about setting your own criteria, since the criteria from the ministry is the same thing with this thing, the criteria most people are setting. So please and please follow the default setting. And if you follow the default setting and you've uploaded course you've approved, at the point of approval you recommend promotion, then definitely your students will be promoted based on the criteria. It is working for all schools, for all schools. So please kindly, maybe you should kindly reload your page, clear your cache, or try use another browser. Thank you, Mr. Ojedokun
All
Samuel.
right, so thank you so much, Pressure. We might not be able to take any further questions because we are running out of time. So, thank you so much, everybody, once again. And Queensley, so you might just be doing helping us with the closing remark. So each of us might just do a close. Yeah, and also remember, very importantly, I said that we are looking to planning a virtual party sessions, like call it end of the session party or end of session party, right? For SPs and HOS, you guys have been doing so amazingly well, right? So we are looking forward to creating a platform where we can celebrate everybody, right? So we are still looking forward to it. So we will communicate whatever it is to everybody. I'm super excited, and I'm sure my team and also every one of us here at Editams are super excited and looking forward to such events, right? Where we'll be able to celebrate, all of our distinguished SPAs and HOS, that are really doing the job and ensuring that, the digitalization project of Ogun State is properly achieved. So, um, if there are any further questions, you can continue to engage us on the WhatsApp channel. We would respond. And I'm sure Quincy would also be commenting on this. I don't know if we still have any further virtual session coming up, maybe for next week, or if this is the end of it. But I think there should still be more like that up until next week. So that is it for my own. And thank you so much, everybody, once again for joining today's session. Yes. So
All right,
Quincy,
thank
yes, yes, yes.
thank you, Akinde. Thank you, everybody, for joining our session. And we want you to know that we do not take all of this for granted. And we want to say thank you for your unending support and cooperation. So every other information, we are going to continue to engage you via our WhatsApp. And please, if you have questions, please contact us via our help desk at helpdesk.edutams.net. And also, you can also contact us via our Facebook or probably our WhatsApp. So any which one that works for you, please communicate with us. And also kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel and also click the notification bell so you get notified once we have a session. You get notified. So thank you once again for joining us on behalf of my entire team, OGSERA, and the entire Editams team. We say thank you once more. And please, we'll see you once more next time till we come again. I'm Quincy Ademola.
Okay.